How's it going, Laser Bruises up? I'll be Sixkilla. Welcome back to Danganronpa 2. Goodbye Despair. We've got 2 bodies and an investigation to get started, so let's kick off, shall we, by looking at all the things. All the things that there are to look at. Oh, there's so many things. Oh, it's that. The shattered remains of a machine is spread all over the floor.
I see.
It's appears to be the surveillance camera unit.
This, too.
Kazuichi put it in the music venue for communication purposes. Why was it destroyed like this? I don't know, because we saw the hanging happen. Perhaps criminal psychology is at play here. What do you mean?
Well?
Even if they know that they're not being recorded, there's no way the killer would tolerate committing a murder in front of a camera.
Fine.
So that's why they destroyed the camera. Seems plausible enough. They'd hesitate to murder someone in front of a camera, that's why the killer destroyed it. Then, what was that thing I saw? Dude, you can't kill anyone around here without being in front of a camera. There's cameras everywhere. Literally everywhere. Alright, Ibuki. Ibuki's body lay atop the stage. She's wearing the hospital gown she was wearing when she was sick. What's on Ibuki's feet? I didn't notice when she was hanging, but the soles of her feet are dirty. It's blood, right? There shouldn't be any external injuries on Ibuki. If that's the case, this blood belongs to someone else. So she killed Hiyoko and then killed herself. A murder-suicide.
Damn right.
Hey Hajime, can I talk to you for a sec? You already discovered the body before you met up with us, right? Yeah, at first I didn't know it was Ibuki because of the hemp bag though. But I knew right away that she was dead since she was hanging from that rope.
Like...
Which means Ibuki must have died before Hiyoko was tied up.
Well...
That helps. There's no time of death written in the Monokuma file this time. So I wasn't really sure about who died first. It's true, either their estimated time of death wasn't written in the Monokuma file this time. But I should know when Ibuki died because I personally saw it. In that video, Ibuki was climbing the stepladder on her own, so right after that. It could have been filmed, taped, and played back. If Ibuki climbed that stepladder and died right after, does that mean she committed suicide? That's impossible. Because even if Ibuki committed suicide, it doesn't explain Hiyoko's death afterwards. 2 different deaths happened at the same time. There's no way that's a coincidence. It's the rope that was tied to the batten lighting on the ceiling. Ibuki hanged herself with this rope and died. From what I can tell, it looks like the regular length of rope with no unnatural features. But despite that fact, this music venue has a storage room. There shouldn't be any rope in there. Which means, was it obtained from the supermarket? Did the killer bring it from there? That means anybody could have obtained this rope, and it means it'd be difficult to use this as a clue. I wonder if that's true. Huh? Oh, I just noticed a little something. Is it okay if I confirm it?
Hey!
Excuse me, Mikan, do you have a moment? What's happened? There's something I want to ask you. There's no doubt Ibuki's cause of death was being hanged by this rope, right? Yes, she had no other external injuries, so there's no doubt she died from hanging herself.
I see.
So Ibuki died by hanging herself. That was obviously the moment we discovered the body. You might not have seen it, but we all saw that she hanged herself. You're right, yep, I got it. So this rope won't be much of a clue. Then I might as well search another place. Geez, as usual, I've no idea what he's up to. Pain in the ass, that guy. Ibuki had a hemp bag on her head and was hanging from the ceiling, but why'd she have a hemp bag on her head? Wait, huh? It's that rare, one-of-a-kind tote bag. There's a Monokuma decal on the fabric. Looks like this isn't just a normal bag. Yeah, it's that tote bag. Why is there a candle here? Oh, that's the candle that went out. There's a massive candle positioned near the front of the stage. The double light in the video must have been coming from this candle. A candle this huge might be perfect for lighting, but they didn't need to bother using a candle. They could have just used a normal stage light. The candle has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Nice. Step ladder! Butt scratcher! The step ladder is tipped over on its side. This must be the step ladder that Ibuki used in the video I saw. You think? Isn't that a blood stain? Look, there's blood around the left side of the step ladder. As I recall, Ibuki didn't have any external injuries. If that's the case, then it must be Hiyoko's blood. That's the only thing I can think of. A blood stain that probably belongs to Hiyoko was on the left side of the stepladder. What does it mean? Nice. Hiyoko's body? I'll talk to you in a sec, Chiaki. Hiyoko's body is suspended against the pillar on the side of the stage. She's wrapped against the pillar with duct tape, and she looks like she was forced to stand upright. Damn it, who did this? According to the Monokuma file, her cause of death was a slit throat. I'm not going to miss her, let's be honest. Her neck looks like it's stopped bleeding, probably because the duct tape wrapped around it. Why is Hiyoko's kimono like this? Her kimono is all disheveled. Also, her sash is tied at the front. Did the killer do this too? But when did the killer kill Hiyoko? When I first discovered Ibuki's body, I didn't see Hiyoko's body there. If that's the case, Hiyoko was killed... must have been during the time I was getting everyone before I came back. But that was barely 10 minutes. Is it really possible the killer killed Hiyoko and taped her up in such a short amount of time? Even if it's possible, whoever did it would have had a narrow window of time to do so. Because the killer must have known someone doesn't have an alibi during that time, right?
Hey!
Hajime, do you have a minute? No, you're in my way.
Now.
I don't wish to be in your way at all, but there's something I really need your help with. Help?
Actually...
If you look closely, there's an unnatural shape bulging from inside Hiyoko's kimono. So I was thinking she might be hiding something. Wait, hold on. Don't tell me you want me to search inside Hiyoko's kimono.
Huh?
That's exactly it.
Why?
Well, it would be a problem if she were alive, but she's dead now, you know? Don't mess with me. You're saying there's no problem with it now that she's dead? Fine, if you don't want to do it, I'll just have to ask someone else.
Hey!
Akane,
Yo!
what's up?
Hey.
There's something I want you to do for me. Looks like there's something inside Hiyoko's kimono. Can you feel around for that?
What?
I don't really understand, but I just gotta check Hiyoko's kimono, right?
Thanks.
Thank you, Akane. Helping each other is such a wonderful thing.
Now then.
Let's see. Akane reached through the duct tape binding Hiyoko as she stuck her hand inside her kimono.
It's weird.
She's tied up so tight I can't really reach with my hand. Oh wait, hold on.
Yo!
There's something. Is this what you're looking for? Is this a key?
Perhaps...
Looks different than the keys to the cottage, so this may be a key to her motel room? Key to her motel room, huh?
But...
If the key was so deeply inside her kimono that it'd be hard to remove, then it's very unlikely that the killer tampered with this evidence.
Isn't that right?
Because if this is a trap, they would have put it more toward the front of her kimono so we'd notice it easier. Which means we can conclude this is something Hiyoko had with her all along.
Hey.
Also, it's not like I'm adding to that or anything, but you look like you were curious about the condition of Hiyoko's body, right, Hajime? Of course, that's why I'm investigating. It's true there are several mysteries regarding her body. Just hear me out for a second. Of all those mysteries, what I think the strangest is...
See?
the way they wrapped her body with duct tape. It's almost like they were trying to hide the wound on Hiyoko's neck, don't you think? Hide the wound on her neck? I don't really know if that was their true intention, but I guess it's a big help for our investigation. The reason for the low volume of blood is because the duct tape is acting as a compress, right? If the body was left alone after her throat was slit, the surrounding area would be a sea of blood. A sea of blood, huh? 2 dead bodies floating in a sea of blood, that's enough to make anybody faint. Curtain? There's a black curtain hanging at the far side of the stage. This curtain is not wide enough. It can't reach from one edge of the stage to the other.
Huh?
It's not really a full-length curtain. This curtain wasn't originally here, right? If it was, it's strange that it doesn't fit properly. It's probably obtained from the furniture section of the supermarket. See? The back of the curtain is taped for temporary use, just like the curtain at the supermarket. So you're saying someone took the time to actually bring that curtain from the supermarket?
So...
If they went that far, this is probably something the killer really needed for this crime. Why did they need it? Who knows? Well, it wouldn't be a mystery if the answers came easy. Cool. Is there any more, like, actual physical objects? What is that? Oh, the thermostat. This looks like the music venue's AC unit. That's right. You might be able to adjust the hot air in the music venue with this. Alright, I should mess around with it a little, like so. It's running as a heater over 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Now I know why it's so damn hot. I better turn off the heater for now. That should cool things off a little. It is... why it's so warm in here. There's a control panel on the wing of the stage. Seems you can use the control panel to raise and lower the batten lighting on the ceiling. In fact, we use this to lower Ibuki's hanged body. Speaking of the lighting, the video of the music venue I saw... it had dim candlelight ambiance to it, and it didn't look like the lighting was used at all. Why didn't they use the lighting? Was there some reason that would have inconvenienced them?
So you have appeared.
I see, so you noticed too, fiend. Noticed? So you did notice. Are those eyes just little glass balls? Take a good look at the batten lighting above your head. Have you noticed that aberrant item? Look at the batten lighting. You mean that? There's something that looks like black paper stuck to the batten lighting. So you finally noticed, but I can't really see it from here. I should lower the batten lighting one more time
I
and
can see it.
there is no need.
Go, my four dark
Go,
daggers
Mirage
of
Golden Orb, jump.
destruction.
Now's the time for you to take flight. Haha, feast your eyes upon the brave souls of my 4 Dark Davers of Destruction. A hamster launched itself from Gundam's hand and ran up to the baton lighting on the ceiling in a flash. It started running around the stuck slip of paper in rapid circles, and then the paper fluttered downward and was deftly caught by Gundam. Did you see that? Behold the power of the ultimate evil eye wielder. That's amazing. I've never seen a hamster do tricks.
How pitiful.
They're my 4 Dark Davers of Destructions. Hamsters are merely their temporary form. So what's with that paper?
Fine.
It seems to be some kind of thick paper, though it doesn't have any special spells scribbled onto it.
That was close.
It appears it's nothing useful. No, that's not it. There's no doubt this is some kind of cloak. I mean, the fact that it was stuck in a place like that, no matter how we think about it, it's still unnatural. Scrap of thick paper. Alright, Chiaki? With her arms crossed and a thoughtful look on her face, Chiaki was silently staring at the stage floor. Did something drop on the floor there? Nothing dropped, it's just dirty. Dirty?
Hey.
Take a close look at the floor.
See?
If you look closely, you're right, there's a smudge as if something was wiped off. Wait, this isn't something. Is this a bloodstain?
Yep,
Well, a bloodstain isn't strange. Hyoko's neck was slashed not far from
but
there.
still.
Rather what's strange is, why did the killer try to hide it? Hide it?
So...
If they weren't trying to hide it, they wouldn't have bothered wiping it off. The reason the killer wiped off the bloodstain, as long as the body's nearby, there's no way they'd be able to conceal the crime by wiping off a bloodstain. So what was the killer trying to hide? Good point. Now we gotta talk to all you fellas. Mikan? If only I'd noticed sooner, Ibuki might have been saved. Hey, when did you realize Ibuki was missing? After leaving Nagato's room, I went to the on-call room, and that's when it came to me. I should go check on everyone in the hospital, how everyone in the hospital's doing, one more time before I go to sleep. And so, I went to the patient rooms and noticed that Ibuki was gone, so I quickly ran out of the hospital. That's what happened. And then I saw Fuyuhiko in front of the hospital, so I asked him if he could help me look for Ibuki. That reminds me, where were you? I thought you were resting in the lobby. That is a long story. I'm sorry, it's not like I doubt you or anything. There's no way I doubt you, because we've been together since this morning. You're right, we were together until you went to the on-call room. That's right, we were together until just before the morning Monokuma announcement. So I don't doubt you, I'm telling the truth. Is it alright if I continue with my autopsy? If you talk to me again later, I'll tell you what I know. So please spare my life at least. What? What happened to not doubting me? Spare my life. Mikan's account.
Something like this!
It has happened once again. 2 of my cherished friends died at the same time. I cannot believe it.
How cruel.
This is the place where Ibuki sang for Fuyuhiko. Hiyoko looked like she was having so much fun listening to her music, and now those 2 are no longer here. Such tragedy. I understand how you feel, but please get a hold of yourself. 2 of our friends were killed. That's all the more reason we can't just leave this alone, alright?
So just as I thought.
We must do this then, for the sake of the 2 who have fallen.
Damn right.
Hey Hajime, take a look at this. What?
Huh?
Look what's in front of the door. This is a drumstick, right? And it looks like it's broken. What happened to it?
Like...
If something like that is in front of the door, you think it might be a really big clue? Why would this be a clue? Remember when we came to the music venue? If it won't open, the only thing we can do is force our way through. Oh, that was used to bar the door. Is that right? Yeah, I know what happened. We charged our way in and broke it. The door was locked when we tried to go inside and the 4 of us charged into the door. But when I examined it, I found that this door didn't have a lock at all. Huh?
I get it.
The door's designed to push open and this is the shape of the handle. So they put the drumstick in the thing to stop it opening. If the stick was used to bar the door here, don't you think it would lock the door and keep it from opening? You mean you think the drumstick was used to lock the door? The broken drumstick on the floor in front of the door should be proof of that. Then how is the killer able to get out? I mean, the music venue doesn't have any windows. This door is the only entrance. If they locked the door from the inside, the killer wouldn't have been able to escape outside.
Like...
Maybe the killer was still inside when we broke the door down into the music venue. And they waited until we were already at the scene of the crime to join us.
Get it?
You know, don't they use tricks like that a lot in mystery dramas and stuff? If that's the case, there might be evidence of that around here somewhere.
Damn it.
I'm definitely gonna find it. I won't let the killer get away with this. The killer was still inside when we broke the door to the music venue, huh? Like you said, that might be possible, but
I've listened to the whole story.
I heard what you two were discussing. Jackie, that was kind of a cool entrance.
Well,
Besides the broken drumstick, I've also discovered something interesting. What is it?
see?
Look, there's a weird glob where the right and left door touch, see? You're right, what is this? It looks too firm to think it's rubber.
Yep.
Doesn't look like rubber, but as she said that, Jackie bent down, scraped off the semi-transparent glob with her finger. Why are you putting it in your mouth? Ah, it smells like workshop chemicals. Workshop? And this chewiness. I see. This thing may be a glob now, but that doesn't mean it was a glob from the start. For instance, if it was originally a liquid that hardened into this, it might be possible to apply it directly and smoothly in the gaps of the door. What are you talking about? Just as I thought, it tasted nasty. Jackie spat the glob out of her mouth and left the area. Beside that bit about the taste, it's okay to consider that some kind of clue, right? Semi-transparent glob. Carne? Hey, are you okay? Are you still not feeling well? Huh? Yeah, I don't really get it, but when I think about Nekomaru, it's like my knees start shaking.
That's weird.
That's weird. There's no way. I've got that kind of weakness. It'd probably go away if I battled a strong dude, but Nekomaru's not here. Nekomaru will definitely come back. You're right. Did you direct your gaze to the bravest structure of by 4 Dark Davers of Destruction? Shut up.
Hajime.
This might be impudent of me to ask, but will you listen to what I have to say?
Hey.
I heard that you witnessed the incident from the very beginning, right? So what? Can you provide me with a summary of the incident? I need to reach the truth behind this incident for the sake of dedicating my body to an even greater hope. No.
Wow.
Why? Don't make me repeat myself. No. This guy just wants to confuse us. There's no way I'm going to tell him what he wants to know.
How unfortunate.
I see, that's disappointing. Still things to investigate, huh? There's too many things popping up. Can't cope. Oh, storage room. We should check that out. There's a door that says staff only. Looks like the inside of is a storage room. I might as well investigate in there too. Sounds good to me. Oh, it's fancy. Not Nagato. What are these? There's a lot of stickers with the Veni's logo placed here. It's like they made a bunch of them and had too many left over. Feels somewhat depressing. Compared to last time, it feels like there were less stickers than before. Am I overthinking this? There's a lot of different musical instruments lined up here. I know about guitars and drums, but there are also instruments and machines I've never seen before too. But they look like they pertain to the. They don't look like they pertain to the case. There's carpeting, wallpaper, and paint on the shelf. It's probably used for stage decoration. This thick black paper that is folded up on the lower shelf. It looks like wallpaper. There are a lot of stickers pasted all over the front of the side of this wallpaper. Oh my god, I know what it was for then. Looks like a little torn, but what does this mean? It means Hyoko was already there and they wrapped the paper around her. So it didn't look like she was there, so it looked like she was just a pillar. And then they tore the paper off, revealing her underneath. Right? It's gotta be. You can see your whole body in this huge full-length mirror. It's probably used for checking costumes. With a mirror this big, it'd be easy to check how you look. Alright, talk to me, shithead. Nagato, did you come here to investigate the storage room too? I just wanted to confirm what you were thinking. Is that it, or is he trying to stand guard here? So how about it? Did you find any clues? The tipped over stair ladder on the stage, the duct tape binding Hyoko. They're probably all came from the storage room. There might be other things from the storage room that they used for the crime. You always pretend to give me hints, but in the end, you're just going to be on the killer's side, right? I'm not siding with the killer, you know? I'm just on the side of whoever acts in the name of hope. That's all there is to it. That's the main reason why this case is really special.
Man.
I can't say for certain though. What's this guy saying? As usual, he's not making any sense.
Hajime.
I still don't quite understand the details of what happened.
Right?
If you can explain it to me in detail, I think I'll be able to give you some more useful information. Really, you might end up confusing us again instead. You don't want to find the truth, you just want to make us suffer.
How mean.
It's not true. I'm doing this because I believe it's for everyone's sake. Oh well, for the sake of everyone's hope, I'd gladly become the enemy, and I won't even mind when I die. That's the main reason why I can't overlook this case this time. Huh? What does that mean? Regardless, I guess you're not going to tell me, huh? Then it can't be helped, I guess I have to rely on my gut feeling. Gut feeling? You should come by later too. I'll go there first and wait for you. Where exactly are you talking about? Well, obviously the movie theater. After he said that, Nagato walked out of my sight. Why the movie theater? Why the sudden interest in the movie theater? I guess that's everything important in the storage room. Asuka should go back to the music venue. We need to go to the motel room. Hyoko's motel room. That seems like the most obvious place to me. Alright, with this, we might be close to finishing investigating the music venue. I still need to talk to Mikan. I need to make sure that I get those autopsy results. Okay. How about it, Mikan? You found anything by now? To tell you the truth, it's been very inconclusive. But it's not my fault. The music venue is just too hot. Because of the heat, I can't estimate the time of death. Because of the heat? Is that possible? If a body's overexposed to heat or cold, you won't be able to determine the precise time of death. I see. That might have been the killer's goal. They covered up their time of death by using the heater to make the inside of the music venue hot. But that's weird. How would they know that? Even if this heat is the killer's doing, is there any reason for them to cover up the time of death? I agree. As long as I saw it, it shouldn't be clear what order the murders occurred. First was Ibuki, then Hyoko. And as long as this is an imitation murder, there shouldn't be any mistaking the order of the murders. Huh? Imitation murder?
Huh?
You don't know, Hajime? I thought everyone already knew.
See?
It's a murder where the killer uses a creative work, or like a song or a film as an outline for their killings. It's so common in detective novels, mangas, and video games that you start to get annoyed by it. How would an imitation murder be related to this murder? Well, based on the killing order and the way they were killed, it's clearly an imitation of that movie. That movie?
Good instincts.
The assumption is an imitation murder is the reason why the killer killed two people. The goal is to an imitation killer, even so. Why do they feel the need to do something like that?
Do you have a minute?
Excuse me, if this really was an imitation of that movie, then is it possible that one more person might have been killed?
This too must be
Certainly
the will of
conceivable, if the
causality.
killer wishes to complete the imitation. Hold on a sec. What are you talking about? An imitation murder? One more person might have been killed? Are you guys worried there's going to be another victim? Then no worries. Things will get out of hand too fast if a bunch of people could be killed at once. I'm a real cautious fella, so I've prepared a perfect countermeasure. On this killing school trip, the same Blacken can only kill a maximum of 2 people.
Huh?
You mean you've added another rule?
Yep.
Well, if killing everyone at once is okay, Blacken will be able to secure an easy victory, right? This new rule will prevent that. Make sure you slam it into your tiny brains. If it is a maximum of 2 people, then there will be not be any more killings? Since you're here anyway, can I ask you one more thing? That doesn't mean there won't be more killings, it just means there won't be more from the same person. You know, I just wanted to confirm one of the class trial rules. I see, as expected of you, you're very strict about games.
Perhaps.
I don't want to consider this possibility at all, and I don't want to think that someone would do this. If 2 cases occur at once, what happens if there are 2 killers?
So...
Like I said, I'm talking about the possibility that Ibuki and Hyoko were killed by 2 different people. That would mean the 2 killers exist at the same time, but we can only vote for one person, right?
I am concerned.
If we can only choose one based on majority vote, the other person could certainly achieve victory.
Yep.
You're right.
See?
So what happens in that case? What about a case when there's 3 incidents instead of 2? Or if 4 incidents overlap one another?
Silence!
Shut up! It's okay, I'll make the extra sure something like that never happens.
Hey.
Meaning 2 killers can't exist at the same time? So it's safe to say that applies to this case too?
Wow. I don't like
Alright, fine, that's right. There's always one killer at any given time. Even if they had an accomplice, I'd have you figure out who the mastermind is. Man, I end up giving you a huge hint. She made me say it. Gamer brains are not to be underestimated. I should just shut up and go back to my cave. I see, so there's no possibility for 2 killers to exist at the same time. With this, I guess that narrows things down a little.
Yep.
That makes things a little easier.
Fine.
Plus, if the same killer can kill a maximum of 2 people,
Face your powerlessness.
it means a 3rd victim would be impossible. Imitation murder breakthrough. You guys keep saying that and it sounds strange to me. What do you guys mean by imitation? Could it be you haven't seen it? Seen it? Seriously, seen what?
So...
Like I said, that movie.
Oh my.
When we first explored this island, Monokuma was passing out invitation tickets. Then the invitation was...
Instincts.
It's an imitation of that movie.
Well...
Based on the murders this time, it closely resembles that movie. As if they were copying it. As if they copied the movie. I see, Nagato mentioned something about that. And it can't be helped, I guess I'll rely on my gut feeling. Okay, the movie theater, that's right.
You...
I see, you haven't seen it. Still, it's not too late, I think. It's probably a good idea if you watch the movie before the class trial starts. Looks like I need to do that. Then I should get going too. There are other places I want to investigate. Where do you intend to go next, Chiaki? Probably the hospital for sure. The first victim, Ibuki, was there. I don't know what was going on at the hospital in the first place.
You are right.
Thanks to that despair disease, we could not go there for some time. He's right, it might be good for me to investigate the hospital too. There might be some clues related to Ibuki's death. For clues related to Hyoko's death, I should try going over to the motel. There's still a lot of things I can do before the class trial. I'm definitely going to give it my all until the end. It says titty on the wall. It says titty bar. That's funny. Third island. Okay, so investigating is going to take a couple of episodes probably, because we got 2 cases. There's a lot more to do. All right, we'll check the hospital, I suppose. I was just going to check whatever I passed first. Chiaki?
Well?
I feel like I haven't been here in a while, even though it's only really been a few days. Kazuichi? Hey, you prepared that surveillance camera unit, right?
Hey!
Yes, so? I didn't make any weird modifications or anything. It's not like I'm suspicious or anything. Didn't you get this from that shady looking alley where those machines were lined up?
Right!
Yeah, I just tweaked it a little. Then if there are other surveillance camera units, would it be possible to transmit a signal to the hospital from those cameras too?
Man.
No, that's impossible. Originally, surveillance cameras and surveillance monitors are only used as part of the same unit. The video that was filmed with the hospital camera can only be viewed on the hospital monitor. The video that was filmed with the music venue camera can only be seen on the music venue monitor. But if I left it like that, it wouldn't have been able to communicate, so I decided to swap the cameras. So that's how you guys were able to view the hospital footage with the music venue and vice versa. However, each surveillance camera unit manages its broadcast based on its specific number, so even if you bring the same model camera or monitor, you won't be able to interfere with the signal. Meaning even if another surveillance camera exists, it would be impossible to broadcast with it. However, I didn't just swap the cameras. I modified them and increased the wireless range. If I hadn't done that, we wouldn't be able to use it. You're right, you did work on that. Was he worried that I was thinking that he didn't do any real work? Okay, we've got a lobby to investigate. I guess we gotta look at the camera. There's a surveillance camera unit on top of the reception desk. As long as the music venue surveillance camera unit is destroyed, it's impossible to broadcast.
Hajime.
There's something I want to ask you. You first discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue, right? But why'd you go to the music venue? You had a reason for that, right? Did you see something with this camera?
That's right!
I also wanted to ask you that. It'd be different if the surveillance camera unit could record, but it's only good for household functions.
Hey.
Tell me, Hajime. Yeah, that's exactly it. I saw a strange video of the surveillance camera unit. It showed the music venue stage. There was a black curtain hanging like there is now. But the whole thing was pretty dark because they were just using a candlelight. There was a rope hanging from the ceiling, and beneath that there was a stepladder on the floor. And right away, a person wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head appeared. I didn't know who it was because their face was covered, but now I know that it must have been Ibuki. She walked straight to the stepladder and without any hesitation, she climbed up the stepladder of her own free will. Then she grabbed the rope and that's all I saw. The candlelight being used must have snuffed out or something because the screen went dark all of a sudden and it wasn't displaying anything anymore.
Man.
Well, if the candlelight goes out, obviously nothing will show up. Modern surveillance cameras have infrared functions, so things can show up even in the dark. The one I got from the machine alley was a really old model. Hold on.
Well?
At the time you said you didn't know the person wearing the hemp bag was Ibuki, right? Yeah? You didn't know it was her, but you saw she was trying to hang herself. So you rushed over to the music venue to try and stop her. But I didn't make it in time.
Hey.
Still, if she climbed the stepladder on her own, does that mean she committed suicide? Wouldn't that mean she's her own killer? Ibuki committed suicide? What do you think, Chiaki? There's no doubt Ibuki climbed the stepladder on her own, right? Yeah, there's no doubt. If so...
You...
Don't think for so long. If you don't know, just be honest about it. Well, of course she doesn't. There's no way we'd be able to figure that out that easy. Oh yeah, I need to investigate the conference room on the second floor. I'm heading over there. What the heck? She ran away all of a sudden. She said the conference room, but why would she mention the conference room all of a sudden? Also, I might be overthinking, but did she seem a little upset? Well, I mean, she should be upset, right? You should check Ibuki's room. Hey, Akane. Was this Ibuki's room? It was this one, wasn't it? Looks like this is an open room. There shouldn't be anybody inside. Oh. Akane?
Now then.
I'm finally getting back to my normal self. Hajime, help me out with my recovery. You can touch my boobs if you win. No thanks. She was bearable when she was quiet. It'd be so much better if she was still feeling the after effects. She'd beat me up if I said that out loud. Anyway, why are you here?
Hey!
I've never been sick or hurt before, so I had no idea, but hospital gowns are pretty comfy. I was thinking I might as well keep wearing one. Don't tell me you plan to wear a hospital gown from now on. That's the idea, but it looks like they're out of stock. It looked like there was one gown for each patient's room, so I thought there'd be more in the empty rooms. Do we need gowns? Yeah, that's right. Ibuki died wearing one, so the only one left is the one Nagato's wearing. I have no choice, and I should just use Nagato's. It's a unisex size, so it'll probably fit in it. Hold on, what happened to the gown you were wearing? He's saying I should wear the one I already wore. That's gross. Wearing clothes someone else is wearing is even grosser. No time to dilly-dally. I totally left Mikan back at the music venue. Crap, I gotta get back soon. Well, it's okay since I've already investigated the music venue, but leaving her on guard duty was a bad idea. Look somewhere else. So we can't check Ibuki's room. Is that what you're saying? Alright, I guess we're leaving then. Alright, I guess we should wrap this one up here, because we've got a lot of exploring to do, so we'll hit the motel up in the next episode, and also the conference room, and the movie theatre. Till then, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.